Is it streaming? It has to be streaming to this. There's no way it's not streaming to this. Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
There'll be 4. Yep.
All right, welcome back to the Quarantine Cup. This is week 2, and I'm back. My name is Logan. Thanks for joining me. And so in round 1 here, we have Duck Plays versus Nolan TCG. So Duck is on Virtual World, so he's opened up quite strong here with Lulu and his trap. He's able to put onto the field thanks to the city spell. So Duck's in a strong position here from the get-go. We'll see if Nolan TCG has enough responses to play through this. So as we know, the Quarantine Cup is a tournament ran during quarantine here in Sydney, Australia, ran by Nolan TCG in association with Nikijo, the sponsor of this cup event. So this is played over multiple weeks, where every round you win, you get points. And then at the end of the kind of open round season, the top 8 points players will move into a top 8 cut, where there will be prizes on the line. So it's a free entry tournament. So if you're in Sydney, Australia, you can come and play in this event. So Virtual World, doing Virtual World things, going quite strong. And we'll have to see if Ben can play through the board that he makes. Now looking at what we see on the board, he can pretty much do any sort of line that he wants. The Virtual World deck is pretty fair in that way that it can kind of go any way. So we do see a Lily hit the board, and that's going to dump another 2 cards. Again, quite strong. So we're going to see Sink for 9 here, I believe. I think for 6, so there's a Coral Dragon. So this is going to go into a Zolkin and net a draw, which is quite strong here. And so you would assume that he has a spell or trap to set to give him that Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So down comes the Zolkin, but he doesn't set a card. Now that's really interesting, because it would take me to think that maybe he's trying to bait a Nibiru, because unless he has a spell or trap, that Zolkin is just wasted resources. So he's going to, again, look to Synchro Summon into another 6. This time probably being a Stardust Charge to try and draw him another card, searching for a spell or trap to set for the Zolkin. In mind, there's the Muddy Mudragon, so he's looking for either a Kaliga or Dragoon play, you would have to assume. Here comes something interesting. He's going to be able to dump 1 and summon back. So he's going to get 2 summons here, which is quite strong. So this is, again, really interesting line that he has made the Zolkin pretty much just for the Muddy Mudragon, which is interesting, right? Like, I feel like it had to have just been like, make Zolkin, try and force a Nibiru, and then use it for Muddy Mudragon later. Would have been the thought process, you would have to assume. So he's going to end on the Dragoon. He's going to get a card back from his graveyard thanks to GG, which will be the Lulu. So he has his discard for the Dragoon. He has a Macro on board, and he has the Choo Choo Pop. So 2 interruptions and a Floodgate, plus a card in hand. So should be interesting. We're going to see Ben takes his turn now. He's going to activate Allure of Darkness. He's going to draw him 2, banish 1. Card you usually see in Black Wings or Thunder Dragons mainly. And there you go, you see Black Wing card drop. So interesting round 1. We got Black Wings versus Virtual World. Virtual World a definite tier 1 contender, and Black Wings definitely a deck from the past that might do something, might surprise me. Black Whirlwind dropping down, which is going to see a Dragoon negate. Bit of a shotgun Dragoon there. I don't know if Duck knows necessarily what Black Wings can do, but he doesn't want to see any more card advantage come from the Black Whirlwind, so that's going to be negated straight away. We're going to see a summon of, I don't actually know what one this is, Alistar the Southwind. Okay, and then this one I do know, he's going to summon Bora the Seer. Okay, Blackwing cards dropping on the board. There are a lot of Blackwings sitting on that board. This is a lot of Blackwings. Okay, what can Ben do with these cards at his disposal? So he's got a level 4, a lot of 4s, a 1 and a 3. The options are there for him. There's potential. Alright, so I had to fix up a late entrant there. And so we've got Raid Raptor 4 Strix on the board. We've got Wise Strix on the board as well. The 4 Strix is going to get met with the Chi Chi effect to pop it, which is going to get banished by the Shen Shen. So if you Ben, you play the Dragoon package. You got to face down still a 4K Dragoon. Now, yeah, so the Dragoon obviously isn't outable by that. I think Ben's going to take... He did have the Ash as well. Okay, so he had the extra piece of interruption, which is probably going to be enough here. So this is probably going to be an Anaconda. Oh no, it's going to be a Rusty Bardish. This is interesting because Bardish can get to a lot of things, right? So what does Bardish get here? He can go send to set the normal trap, which is what he's going to do. So it's going to give him 2 more monsters with the potential to make something. I still feel like this ends on just Bardish, Dragoon, and a Fogblade, which isn't terrible in the situation because he's discarded the Lulu, so you know that he's top decking, which is interesting. So this will be interesting to see what he does exactly in this situation. So here comes Link Spire. So the problem is that this Silent Boots will get banished by the Shen Shen. And he's skipped many steps here. He has skipped many steps. This should be an Anaconda. There it is, yeah. And that's rough, right? Because you kind of need this to end up in the graveyard to have a way to play. Because, like, Dragoon Negate just gets outed by the opponent's Dragoon Negate. Well, if you had the Fogblade, you could, like, Fogblade, they negate that with Dragoon, and then you negate their Dragoon. But yeah, okay, so... So he's going to pop the Shen Shen to deal 2800. But what does Ben do from here? He's going to pass. So, in theory, what he would... If I'm Duck, I'm going straight into the battle phase and attacking that Dragoon. There it is. It's going to attack over Dragoon. That's going to deal 1000 damage. And that's going to put Ben to 5000 life points. Now we're going to go to main phase 2. Ben yet to take the damage from the Dragoon attack. So now this is just game here from here, right? Like this is going to be pure virtual world combos and you have no way to out the Dragoon, because they're going to get a GG, which is going to then put a card back in the hand at the end. And so... I don't know, he's no... Yeah, so this is interesting, because I don't know if he gets a card back to have a Dragoon negate next turn. So you're going to be playing through like just Shen Chuchi, plus whatever else he makes here. So that could be interesting. That could be a bit of a change here that does keep Ben potentially in the game. Unfortunately not. Ben's not even going to waste the time to do that. He's just going to scoop it up. Like potentially if he doesn't get a card back, it's possible for Ben to play, but there's just probably not enough resources left in that deck to do so. Like unless he's playing a big Phantom Knight package and he's relying on that to get him in the grind game, he's not going to be able to kind of keep playing through that. So anyway, so we'll go into game 2. We'll see what Ben can produce for us in game 2. But don't forget, if you're watching, to click subscribe, not only to my channel here on the Snake Rat, but go over to Nolan TCG and click subscribe there. And thanks to Nakijo for running this event in the prize structure of it. So we're going to head into game 2 now, and Ben's going to choose to go first. Very fine, very respectable. We'll see what he can do here. He's going to activate Black Whirlwind, always a good start in the Blackwing deck. So we've seen a Lore go draw a couple cards, summon the Boar of the Sphere, which is going to get him another search with the Black Whirlwind. I'm trying to think what he gets here. What does the Blackwing deck want to see here? You probably want to see another level 4 maybe? You want to see cards that search your deck and get more cards, right? Gale, yeah, that's fine. That's an extra summon. So if he has like a third summon, he can go into like... Oh, he can summon this, go to Y-Strix, and then that kind of feeds his deck, right? That's probably the way he wants to go here. In theory. See how he goes. See what he plays out. This is probably just Y-Strix straight off the bat here. Okay, maybe not. Just hand not necessarily the best for Ben here. He's probably going to end on a Dragoon Pass, which is not what you want to see playing Blackwings here. And you're going to see Phantasme drop against you. That's not what you want to see when your hand is already sitting in that rough patch of just Dragoon Pass. Look, depending what he has in hand. If he has a couple of hand traps, this is still probably good enough to play into a virtual world turn and kind of really halt what they're going to do. But it really depends on what Duck has gotten in his hand from the Phantasme, whether he's going to be able to play through the Dragoon or not. Gonna pop the Phantasme, gonna deal 24 here. So Duck's gonna draw for turn. We're gonna see what Duck can do here. Gonna summon his Nian Nian, he's gonna hit with GG. Okay, so he's gonna dump probably the spell here if he's done this line. Dump the spell, go get a Lulu. Yeah, if I saw that, I'd almost be tempted to Dragoon. Oh, no, never mind. If I have that in my hand, I would not Dragoon there either. That's brutal. That is probably just gonna be enough to just say let's go to game 3. Unless Duck's hand is insanely strong, that's probably gonna be enough. Yeah, jeez. The Lancia, and that was it, right? Like, we knew that he had to have a couple of hand traps to really halt Duck's turn here, because the Dragoon on its own was not going to be enough. But having a Lancia, like a blowout hand trap, is so strong here. Down comes Breaksword, okay. And that's going to be met with Torrential, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Again, Dragoon can't just drop a card effect, so it's protected from the Torrential Tribute. Very interesting. And that's it. That's a pass turn. This is all Ben Nolan for now. And with the way this is going, we're probably going to see a game 3 with the way this is turning out. So we'll see what Ben chooses to do here. If he has like any Blackwing card in his hand, he can like summon it, get a card of Whirlwind, and kind of keep playing. Or a Monster Reborn, that is good too. It's interesting to think what options he kind of goes for here. Gale, yep, fair enough. Normal summons to trigger the Whirlwind. This is interesting. I don't know what that card is. It's a level 2? Level 2, that's okay. When normal, you can target one other Blackwing monster. So this makes it a 6. Okay, so this is a level 8 synchro. Alright, so he's gonna Ash the Black Whirlwind. Okay. That's interesting. But this is like a level 8 synchro, so if he's like, you know, this could be a Savage Dragon, this could be anything that's 3k. Savage Dragon, alright. Does he have a wait? No, there it is. Does he have a way to interrupt that? No. So we're going to go to game 3. Blackwings taking game 2 versus Virtual World. I mean, I would say Blackwings, that was pretty much just Dragoon and Lancia beat Virtual World. But hey, whatever you got to do in these times to get that W. So we're going to head into game 3 here. You'll see Virtual probably going first. If I'm Ben, I've started in Nibiru's to at least try and play, seeing how Duck played last game 1 with the Zolkin, you could almost say putting the Nibiru in is okay. Again, having the Lancia is probably fine here too. I'm going to start off with a Pot of Desires. So I don't know what Duck's build is, but you know, some people are playing Desires, some are playing Prosperity, some are playing both, which is I think an interesting line. I actually haven't tested enough of it to know if both are good. I think both in theory would be good because you can just hold it for the next turn if it clashed. Anyway, there's an emergency teleport coming down, which is going to get Nian to the board. And now we're going to see a Lily. So that's going to see dump the spell and the trap. So, you know, this is good. This is going to be, you know, that's going to search you a copy of Lulu, and then you're going to be able to use Zolkin play from there. Or maybe not. Another artifact Lancia dropping down on the board. That is going to hurt. That is going to hurt Duck's turn here. Because neither of these monsters on their own do anything to help progress the game state. A bit of trouble with the music in the background there. That was a bit of yikes. So if I'm duck here, he's attempting to banish. Oh, hang on. Is Lancia... How is he banishing that under Lancia? How did he banish that under the Lancia? I don't know how you did that. Maybe I've missed something in the line here. In whatever case, he's going to make a Ptolemaeus and then set 3. So now on Ben's turn, so you're playing through nothing. You're playing through potentially an Ash Blossom. Pankratops is a good start. What will Ben do here? He's going to tribute it off. He's going to get rid of the Ptolemaeus. Nope, he's going to get rid of the back row instead. Makes sense. Makes much more sense. And that hits an Imperm. Huge. That is big. So this one is going to banish the Zephrys Elite. There's just so many Blackwing cards. It's wild how many Blackwing cards. It's like the Blue Eyes of 5Ds. There's just so much support that just keeps and keeps coming for it. So down comes Black Whirlwind. That's going to net him another search. Going to get him Alistair the Southwind. This is looking in Ben's favour, depending what the back row is. Gonna normal summon the Alistair. And that's going to get him a search off the Black Whirlwind here. But he's going to get impermed as well. Okay, so he impermed the effect, but he's going to search the Gale. So it stopped him from getting the Zephrys back. That's fair. It's probably a fair use of the invocation. Sorry, of the impermanence. But he's going to summon Gale the Whirlwind. And this is going to sync for, well, probably link away for Y-Strix, I'd imagine. Yeah, there's Y-Strix. So Ben going to look through his deck again. He's going to get him another monster to the board, probably a level 4, and then he's going to try and summon it that way and get to what I can only assume would be the 4 Strix to then get another card. Yep, so that's where we're going. We're going into rank 4 city. And so this is also played through 1 impermanence and it added an impermanence with the Pankratops. So this is through 1 interruption. Can he play through another one here? Will be the question. Doesn't look like Duck has another interruption, so he's going to search his deck. It's going to get him another card. It's going to get him a Raid Raptor. Singing Lanius, I believe. So down comes 2 more monsters here. This is looking really strong for Ben here. here comes another rank 4. Another 4 Strix, okay. So that could actually get him to Utopic Future Dragon here. So we could see like a board of like Dragoon Utopic Future. Plus some Phantom Knight stuff, right? Like, if that gets him any monster they can summon, he can then like link those off into Rusty. Rusty gives him 2 cards to make Anaconda, which makes a Dragoon, plus gets him a Fogblade, plus Utopic Future. And that would be plenty of damage. Okay, so he's going to link away now. This is probably the Bardish. So he's probably not going the Future Dragon line. Makes sense, seems fine. This will get him into Bardish plus Dragoon. Is that still game? 48, 58, 68, 78. This could be game still. Because what he can do is he can make an Anaconda with these 2 Phantom Knight materials that he's going to bring out. Then he can make a Dragoon off that. And then what he can do is he can attempt to activate the Anaconda's effect to make Ptolemaeus dark, negate it with his own Dragoon, pops gets rid of the Anaconda but gives Dragoon 1,000 attack, so which becomes 4k. Then he can pop the Ptolemaeus, so that's 27, and then he goes to attack with the 21 and the 4k. To deal 8,700. In theory, actually, it's probably just game even without that, right? Yeah, it's probably just game by attacking it. Like, you don't even need to do the Anaconda trick. So here we go. Anaconda's going to hit the board. Send that Red Eyes Fusion. I'm always interested in seeing what arts on Dueling Book and stuff people use for the Dark Magician Red Eyes. Oh, the Dark Magician from hand. Not what you want to see, but again, probably not going to matter in this situation. Down comes Dragoon. Gonna pop, so you're 2,700 there. Unless Duck has interruption, this is game. Gonna enter the battle phase. And here we go. 3k, 21. And that's it. Ben Nolan wins first round with Black Wings over Virtual World. Very entertaining game. We'll see you back here in a little while for round 2. Don't go anywhere.